Hi y'all, welcome to day 93. Look where we are right now. It's crazy. Bitcoin 81,000. Literally, we went to sleep last night at 77,000 and then boom, I woke up and it's already hit 80,000. It did take a little dip earlier today, down to, what is this? What is this number? 78,536. We did hit a new high of, at the time that I charted this, it was 81,167, but we're well above that right now. We hit 81,265 for Bitcoin, and now just now, it's still making new highs. We're currently at 81,804 is our new high for Bitcoin. Crazy stuff. It's pumping like crazy, and it shows no signs of stopping, and this just makes me want to add to look. Wait, what are you doing? My mouse is glitching again. It's not letting me write. I want to draw a circle. There we go. That's our new all-time high circle for the day. You'll notice that November 5, all-time high. November 6, all-time high. November 7, November 8, November 9, November 10 today. It's just making new all-time highs every single day at this point, which is insane. I don't even know where to, like, draw the next levels for, because like I said, I've said this months ago. By now, you guys should know, Bitcoin right now is rallying upwards like crazy after Trump's victory, and it's showing no signs of stopping. There's nothing that's causing anybody any fear or any reason to dump Bitcoin. They just want to keep buying. And I've been waiting to buy the dip since over here, and of course, I'm filled with regrets for not having purchased a penny in a very long time. However, where are my positions? Is it lagged? Why isn't it showing my positions? What are you doing? Oh, there we go. Okay, it was lagged. Let me just drag this down. It resets the view every time, like I open this page, so it's annoying to have to resize all these little panels all over again, but it's whatever. Look at the portfolio, man. It's increasing 2,600 already. That's just insane growth. And no signs of stopping, as I mentioned. I don't even know where to buy the dips anymore. Whatever dip I can get, like if we get a red day, I'm buying that. Regardless, Bitcoin is up 5.68% right now. Ethereum is up 2.33%. Solana 4.86%. Sui is up 13% as well. You know what? It's also time we talk about Cardano, which had a massive day today, reaching 65 cents. That is insane for Cardano. We have good news regarding Cardano. That's what we're going to talk about. And regarding Sui, which I did mention it in yesterday's video, but I never really explained why it's rising, and it's still rising. It's $3.21, its new all-time high today. It's because it got listed onto Binance. It got a Binance listing, so big exchange. A lot of people willing to buy this. Top 17 coin, I think it is by now. I haven't checked the market cap for it, but it's still pretty high. Here it is. Yeah, top. Oh, it reached 15 already. Why is the only coin I want to check? It's blanked out. Thank you, CoinMarketCap. And my source is right here. Binance listing since Sui-based DEX token surging to double-digit gains. Yeah, so it got the Binance listing, and it's popping off like crazy. So that's good for Sui. Moving on. I mean, yeah, all this is... Forget all this. I was planning to buy there, but no, that's not going to happen. We're not going to be able to buy them at the low prices almost never again. Okay, maybe yes, with the altcoins, sure, we might see these prices eventually in the future with a massive bear market crypto winter time period. That will absolutely come. But right now, it's the start of the bull. It absolutely already started. It's been started. We don't know where it's going to top out. We're expecting one top around February or March is what they're saying, the analysts. We're going to see some correction, of course, during the summertime, and then once this time of the year comes around, like October, Moon November, and what is the December one? I don't even know. Moon November. But it doesn't matter. Well, Yeah, the last Q4 of 2025, it's gonna go to possibly an even higher all-time high after we've done our little correction thing. You're gonna notice as well one thing. Look at the RSI for Bitcoin, at least in the 4-hour chart. It's been considered overbought for such a long time, and it still is. Ever since Donald Trump won the election right here. This was election night, this God candle, where it rose 7% in such a short amount of time. And yeah, like there's been no corrections yet, so possible correction coming very soon. I wouldn't mind it. I don't have any exposition on Bitcoin on my main account anymore because I took profits around 75,000 right over here. It was right here somewhere that I took profits. Well, it rose practically double that, so I am filled with regrets, but I guess I'm fine. I didn't sell my altcoins, so those have been rising a lot. Luckily, like Bitcoin is usually the first to move, so it makes its big pump first, and then people start seeing the movement of Bitcoin. They want to buy Bitcoin. Then they see the price of Bitcoin. Oh, it's already pumped up too high already. I'm going to buy something else, and then they start looking at the altcoins, and that's when liquidity starts flowing into the altcoins, and that's the reason why we're seeing a lot of movement from all these other coins here, just pumping like crazy. So it makes sense. After Bitcoin has its big pump, the other altcoins start pumping as well. So I didn't sell those. Those have been popping off. I did take some profits today, mainly from Cardano, unintentionally because of a scam wick that hit my stop loss at a lower price. So it's whatever. It is what it is. Lost $200 worth of possible profits. I still made profits, but could have made more, and I'm upset. But it's okay. I'm happy with the profits that I made. It was still significant, so we're good there in that sense. Ethereum. No, Sui is the biggest winner for now. 580. Oh my gosh, that's a lot. Should I close this? I feel like we might get a correction soon. What's coming up? Monday. Monday is tomorrow. Let me look at the economic calendar. Will we get any volatility? Well, apparently not. On really, we're having nothing Monday? Is my countries correct? Canada, United States, yeah. Okay, let me go back. Wow, we're really getting no economic data on Monday. Nothing relevant, at least. We're getting some Japan data. That's not too relevant, though. Great Britain, unemployment rate coming Tuesday. 7 a.m. we're getting really nothing. Okay, some Fed speeches. No one cares about what those guys have to say. They have no power. It's only Jerome Powell who has the power to change anything. Here's an important day. Inflation. We're getting that inflation data on Wednesday for the month of October. That's still very far from now, though. I'm just trying to think, like, can we get something that could cause major volatility, possibly to the downside for Bitcoin? But the answer is no. So maybe we continue seeing some pumps for Monday and Tuesday. Tuesday doesn't seem like nothing big is happening either, so Monday, Tuesday might be up days, unless it's profit-taking day for the Wall Street people. Or maybe the Wall Street giants will start FOMOing into Bitcoin as well at these prices, seeing how much it's pumped already over the weekend. I wouldn't be surprised to see that. So that's a possibility. Bitcoin's going to make a even higher high. That's crazy. We'll see how high it reaches by the end of the stream. I haven't talked about Ethereum, so let's have a look at that. It's 3,209. Same thing, like around this time, for whatever reason, all the coins just had a little volatility towards the downside. I had a position in Shiba Inu that I had open for months. Let me talk about Shiba Inu. I never really talk about it, but it was big back in 2021. It was the competitor to Dogecoin. You're either a fan of the Doge dog or the Shiba Inu dog. That was the big war, and I was part of Shiba Army. I made my profits, but I've also lost a lot of money. So there you have it. This Shiba Inu, where did I buy this? I bought it like far back. Let me go story time. I probably purchased like around over here in April. Yeah, it's been since April that I had the position open, right? Probably down here on this blue line, let's just say. I purchased this over here. It's gone up a little bit, but I wanted it to go up to where it hit originally in March, which was still very far away. There's still a chance that we do reach that. We are currently encountering a major resistance at 0 point quadruple zeros 28. Current price of Shiba Inu is quadruple zero 26.9, almost 27. So I bought this over here. It dipped all the way down here. I've almost been liquidated. It almost hit the lowest point that it was since before the big pump back in February, March, right? So I survived that whole time, and just now I'm finally making profit on Shiba Inu. Barely anything though, because I didn't put too much money in either. Luckily I didn't, or else I would be charged so much in swaps and those commission fees for having the position open for months since April, May, June, July, August, September, October. We're in November. That's 7 months worth of fees. That's not cool, but it wasn't too much, so I only got like $20 worth of a charge. So what I did is I put a stop loss in positive for $20 as well. It was making $40 at the time, and then we had this thing happen over here, so it cut my position, and then it continued rising. So I no longer have Shiba Inu position open on my main account, which is fine. I never really wanted it. But I know this is not like a thing of whether you want it or not. It's whatever makes you the most money. So there you go. Cardano proved me wrong. I thought Cardano was going to die forever, but it did really well in 2021, and it's doing better now. Well, it's not doing better, but it's doing great so far with this pump that we had from Cardano. And without what it had back in 2021. Right now, Cardano has, I showed it before, the decentralized apps, a better chain ecosystem that's more community driven, all those benefits. So it has more potential this bull run to possibly outperform what it did back in 2021 with its major pump, where we were reaching like, does it show me in this chart? Hopefully it does. Yes, it does. $3.09. Right now, Cardano is hitting 60 cents. I purchased it at 32 cents on my main, and I made some profits to where it currently is right now. I think with a stop loss, I hit like 50 something cents, so I made some profits off of that, which is still significant. I made some good money with Cardano so far, but what I'm trying to get at is that it still has a lot of potential. The yearly high that it hit in March was I also have this written from Crypto Ferris a long time ago kind of analysis. He said that this was the bottom and this was the top, which, yeah, I guess that's right. Cool. So we still got a long way to go, and we hit a high of 81 cents back in March for Cardano. We're just 20 cents off of that, so we're very close for that. Let's take a look at Solana. 4.58% up today. It's still hovering above the $200 mark, which is great. Good for Solana. It did have the volatility dip that survived the $200 mark, so it's staying above that for now. Radley says, who's more late, me or you? Let's see. You're here 13 minutes. I think we're about even. Hold on. What time? It's 9:22 right now. 9:23. Calculator 9. Okay, 23 minus 13 minutes. That's 10 minutes. I was 10 minutes late. You're here 13 minutes late, so you're more late by 3 minutes. There you go. I win. Congrats on 200. Thanks. I didn't even realize I hit 200. Did I hit 200? I might have. I can't check now, can I? Let me check here. Channel. Oh, I did hit 200. Well, thank you. Yay. That's time to celebrate. I will drink a beer for the first time. That's my celebration. Hey, look at this. So Solana did break its new yearly high. It hit 215 just today. So major movement. That's awesome. And it's currently hovering at $210.78. Solana is still popping off. It's not dead. That's great. Wow, my portfolio is still rising. 2,700. It was just 2,600 like a couple minutes ago. Nice. I am not selling. We're keeping that there for the whole bull run. We'll see how far we can go with just how much of a position do I have? $2,900 invested, and I'm making $2,700 from it. I've almost doubled the amount of money I've put in so far. That's just crazy to think about. I could have put in more, and I could have had way more than double, depending, of course, on how much I put in and where I decide to sell. So it depends. It all depends. Yeah, that's cool. We've talked about all the coins. Bitcoin is pushing for that all-time high even more. All right, so let's see where that reaches. All-time high every day, which is awesome. Let's get to the news segment. Add transition screen. I have to add a transition screen or something. Well, okay, let's start with this. So remember yesterday I shared the news that, what's her name? Ella Emhoff, the stepdaughter of Kamala Harris. So Kamala Harris's husband's daughter from another marriage, responded to the rumors that about like, oh, apparently she's having a mental breakdown and she was admitted to a hospital. Apparently that was fake. We got a community note about that, so I did warn you guys that that was possibly fake, and she came out to confirm that it is fake. She said that there's a rumor about me having a mental breakdown, getting checked into the hospital. Not true. If you're out there spreading that, screw you. There's nothing wrong with me showing emotion and crying. Anyone who says there is probably needs a good cry. I've struggled with my mental health and my whole life, and I'm not ashamed of it. I've literally just been playing fetch with her dog. Cool. So apparently she's doing fine. Wellness check complete. Let's turn the chapter and never talk about her ever again. So now we've got, okay, still talking about the liberal woman coping and seething at Trump victory. It's getting a bit extreme now. Okay, sure. It's one thing to say, oh, I just want to KILL the president. I don't want to get banned. So it's one thing to say that and rage in your car seat. Or another thing is to teach other women, hey, if your husband voted for Trump, put this little poison in your husband's coffee and kill him. It's a poison called aqua tofana, which was created by Julia Tofana in the 1600s to murder abusive husbands. Yeah, what is this trend? It's not even funny. You're killing your husband. What are you doing? Oh my gosh, I gotta be careful with who I marry now, so I probably gotta get a Trump supporter wife. And I'm hoping that she's not a fake Trump supporter and just in it to revenge herself. Women are scary these days. I don't even know. I just pray to God I get the right one and live in a farm. Cool. If the women really care about like all this Trump hate from the women, I still don't really, I can't really wrap my head around it. Their only claims is that, oh, he's racist, he's a sexist, he's a rapist, he's all this terrible human being. Okay, whatever. Yeah, but he's gonna make the country great again. Don't you care about that? If you really care about women's rights or whatever, oh, he's gonna take away my rights, la la la. Look at what's happening in Iraq. Look at what's happening in the Taliban. In Iraq, they're adding this marriage law, allowing men to marry 9-year-old girls. Shouldn't you care about that? Do you really care? Go protest in Iraq if you really care. Or how about the Taliban? Taliban literally congratulates American voters for not handing the leadership of their great country to a woman. They're literally the most sexist country or group of people. Not a country. They're the Taliban, right? They literally passed a law saying you cannot have women speaking too loud, because that's against the law now. We don't want to hear your woman from outside your house, so keep them quiet. Like, if you really care about women's rights that much, go protest over there. Everything is literally fine in North America. You're perfectly fine. Relax. That's what I'm trying to say. A bit more information about the Iraq lowering age of consent to 9. It's currently 18. However, lawmakers want to lower it to 9 so that men can marry young girls. Why? That's gross. The proposed legal change also deprives women of rights to divorce, child custody, and inheritance. The governing coalition says the move aligns with a strict interpretation of Islamic law and is intended to protect young girls from immoral relationships. What? It's not clear exactly when the amendment will go before Parliament for a vote, but it could come at any moment. Okay, it has not been fully passed yet, but it's a proposal, so that's what they're doing. And Taliban is Sigma? Sure, yeah. Here we have a news report of a deadly mass shooting. Not really a news report because the media did not cover this. A mass shooting happened at Tuskegee University, HBCU, where there was just, I don't know, multiple gunshots fired with, it sounded like automatic weapons and pistols and everything. A lot of stuff happening, probably gang violence or whatever. Here's the report that came out. 1 dead, 16 injured after that shooting at Tuskegee University in Alabama in the United States. November 10. It's Sunday, November 10th. There's no school on Sunday. And, yeah, an 18-year-old juvenile was confirmed deceased at the scene. Total of 16 were injured. 12 were injured by gunfire and transferred to area hospitals. 4 other individuals sustained injuries that were not related to gunfire over the course of the incident. What? Okay, so, I don't know. Maybe they tripped and fell or something. Yeah, but still, scary to be in this kind of situation. What would you even do? So, yeah. That kind of stuff is happening. The media does not want to cover that. What they do want to cover, though, is literally giving Biden advice of, okay, the former Kamala Harris communications director says Joe Biden should resign so that Harris becomes the 47th president before Donald Trump takes office. Why do they want to do that? Well, they're also saying that Biden should put Harris on the Supreme Court before he leaves. They'd rather talk about this nonsense rather than address actual news, I would say. Oh, also, the people that were shooting each other were black. That's probably why they... Oh, it doesn't fit the narrative kind of deal. Apparently they were. I'm not sure. I'm just... Based off the comments that I read there. So... Yeah, they want Joe Biden to resign so that Kamala Harris can become the first female president before Trump takes office is the big thing that they're trying to push, which why even do that? Just so we can say, oh, we did have a female president at one point. No, like, who cares? It's cringe. Just let Joe Biden finish his term, hand it over to Donald Trump, and let the country flourish. You know what else they're also saying, these news outlets, is that Trump is about to take credit for Biden's accomplishments. That's what they're the misinformation that's going around right now. He's going to take credit for Biden's accomplishments. Biden hasn't accomplished much, and Trump is already accomplishing so much, and it's already been proven in the last, not 72 hours, but, of course, since November 5, right? 5 days ago, he's already proven he can do so much, and he's already resolved a lot of pending issues in the world. So, yeah. False narratives, what are you doing? Get better, skill issue. What Biden would rather do, of course, he was taking a beach vacation in Delaware, and here he is still struggling to walk, it seems, on the sand, almost tripping, it seems like. That's what the people are saying, at least. Can I speed up this video? It'll look funnier if I speed it up. Playback speed 2x. Let's just see how far he can walk without tripping, if he does trip. He's almost tripping, really. It's pretty funny. Okay, anyways, enough making fun of Biden. He did come out as well on his way to a car. The reporters were asking him if he still thinks Trump is a threat to democracy, because that was a big thing that they were... their campaign was a big part about, oh, Trump is a threat to democracy. He's a threat to democracy. He's literally Hitler. He's this and that. Well, Biden just said, I'm going to go see him on Wednesday. And that's it. That's all he said about it. So either Biden and the Democrats are compromising with Hitler because they called Donald Trump Hitler, or the Democrats and the media lied about the whole Hitler thing. I'm thinking it's the latter. Of course, like they were just pushing out last-minute attacks of any form to try to bring Donald Trump down or worsen his image before the election took place. Yeah. Of course, it was all a bunch of bogus. Oh, also, I'm going to start deleting my saved, because I end up saving so much bookmarks, and it's just a pain to delete all of them. So I'm going to start making it a habit to unbookmark stuff as soon as I'm done reading the news article and closing the tab. Or I might as well just do it now before I start reading. So, speaking of Kamala's campaign, Kamala's failed campaign, she ran her campaign like the government, right? With a deficit. She spent so much. She raised over $1 billion and spent $1.37 billion and still lost, of course, which included over $580 million on staff, Meanwhile, Trump scored a landslide victory after raising only 381 million instead of 1 billion and spending 345 million instead of spending 1.37 billion, of which only about 10 million was spent on staff instead of 580 million. So he spent way less, raised way less, and still got the job done and won a landslide victory in the election. It just goes to show the difference between how those two governments could have run the country. Kamala would have spent so much, raised a lot, asking for a lot, spent more than what she raised, and still not getting the job done, still not, in this case, winning the election. Trump is doing the opposite, winning the election with less money raised, less money spent. Of course, he knows how to do it, is the difference. So, yeah, we're happy that Trump won in this case. Here's a bit of more stuff coming from Team Kamala. Sorry we lost. Want to donate because she's still in a deficit. First and foremost, we want to acknowledge the fear, confusion, and sadness many of you are feeling at this moment. For others, you may be looking for something meaningful and important to focus your emotions on. If that's you, we're asking to make a donation to the Democratic Party. They're still asking people for donations even after the election is over, just to help pay for all their spending. Even though Trump already said, I'm going to give you guys $20 million, I think is what he said, to help you guys, pay off whatever stupid campaigns you guys were doing. But, yeah, just huge difference between the Trump campaign versus what Harris campaign could have been possibly disastrous. So that's great. You guys remember Mark Cuban, always pro Kamala, Kamala this, Kamala that. They ended up asking, he kept messing up by going on a lot of interviews and speaking stuff, and then eventually just sounding like an idiot, I guess, that the Harris campaign eventually asked him, hey, just stop doing interviews for us. You're embarrassing us. Of course, after Kamala Harris loses, he starts deleting all his Twitter posts that supported Kamala Harris, as you can see, as per the screenshots here, deleting anything that had to do with Kamala Harris. And now people are taking notice and hey, Mark Cuban, what's going on, pal? I thought you were pro-Kamala. What happened here? Maybe he was tipped off. Whatever, he's a billionaire. He doesn't need money. He'll be fine. I forgot to unbookmark. Trump is announcing a change to one of the laws in terms of concealed carry for, if you're registered to own a gun and stuff like that. He's announcing full concealed carry reciprocity. What this means is no matter in which state you live in, if you got concealed carry license, each state will have to honor it. For example, if you have a Florida concealed carry permit and you go to California, then California would have to honor it, which is, I guess that's huge. You can get a gun license in one state and then you're free to travel the other states with that gun license and it will still work, is essentially what's working. I don't even think that driver's licenses work like that in the States. I could be wrong. But the little bit that I've heard when I visited family there is that, you have to get a driver's license for every state. Say New York, you have your driver's license, and then you have to go and get another license in New Jersey, and if you want to drive around in New Jersey or whatever. I don't know. I could be wrong. But yeah, it seems like it's different now for the gun policies. That's cool. Donald Trump is also, I did share this before, he's planning to declare a state of emergency and carry out mass deportations of illegal immigrants. Of course, with the state of emergency, he is allowed to use the military to enforce the deportations of the illegal immigrants. I think he's also doing the same thing with the drug cartels to get rid of those by using the military as well. Of course, I did mention as well that there was protests and everything, and I just didn't have the footage of it, so I just wanted to share that today. Here's the protest from the illegal immigrants taking over New York City. And people are asking, they came here illegally. Why do they feel so entitled? They're literally just putting themselves hey, I'm right here. We're not leaving, but they're just saying, you don't even have to search. They're all right here, all the illegal immigrants. I mean, I don't know. Maybe these people, half of them aren't illegals. They're just protesting because they can. But they're flooding the streets of New York with this nonsense. All right, cool. There's also the concern of how much would it cost to deport people? Isn't that too expensive? You have to get them to get him out of the country, spend money on like searching these people, stuff like that. This guy heard $100,000 plus per individual, which would make sense since that is what it would cost to house a prisoner for a year, which means it would be $100 billion for every 1 million people that is deported. Or it would be $1.5 trillion to deport all the 15 million illegals in the country. Is it worth paying $1.5 trillion to get rid of them? I am yes, you are no says, yeah, it's worth every penny. I mean, sure, like, even that's what the, I don't know who it was. He went on an interview on a news network. I think he's something to do with the Border Patrol's head of that committee. And he was asked that question by a reporter, right? Like, isn't it too expensive? And he's like, well, what price do you put on deporting the illegals? What price do you put on the national borders safety, right? And she couldn't answer that question. And then she moved on to like, oh, but you're separating families. And then he's like, well, just deport all the families then, right? You don't have to separate them. It's such a Chad move. Next, these are the top priorities for the incoming Trump presidency. Of course, is to close the border, deport the illegals, prosecute Fauci, release all the J6 prisoners, fire 95% of bureaucrats, drill baby drill, and possibly ban congressional stock trading, finally, maybe. That'd be great to finally stop seeing Nancy Pelosi getting rich, but then we don't know what to buy anymore. Or maybe she'll one day just troll us and make us buy a terrible stock. Trump is also terminating relationships with the World Health Organization. I think he's starting something new with RFK Jr. will be the new person in charge of, I don't know what do you call it, Department of Health for the United States, which is great. He's obviously a very healthy person. His whole thing of joining Donald Trump and his campaign after dropping out of the race to endorse Trump fully was also to make America healthy again, MAHA. So yeah, looks like they're going to get stuff done for sure. Donald Trump is also preparing to withdraw from the Paris Climate Agreement. No idea what that is, but I'm assuming it has to do with climate change. And of course, focusing on more important issues rather than climate change at this time, I think is the right move. We do still have to worry about climate change, but I think there's just too much of a focus from the left. Like even in Canada, Justin Trudeau is his main thing. Oh, the carbon climate, the carbon tax that he's imposing and everything. It's just ruining the country and the economy at this point. So there's got to be a different way at this time to figure something out. I'm uninformed though, so I don't know for sure. If Trump surrenders Ukraine to Putin, then America will be expelled from the alliance, says Mark Rutte, NATO's Secretary General. They're threatening to kick out America from the NATO alliance if Ukraine gets surrendered to Putin. So they're just warning him, like, hey, if Russia does take over, you're not allowed to be part of NATO anymore. But really, like, is it even worth being in NATO at this point? I mean, I guess, like, just to have, protection between all those countries mutually. But to be fair, the United States has been carrying NATO these past couple of years under Biden administration because they're the ones that give the most amount of money and arming Ukraine in this case. Meanwhile, the rest of Europe is doing little to nothing to help support them. So now Trump's new policy is that they do have to do something to help defend NATO, help demilitarize the border, right? And that Ukraine is not allowed to join NATO for 20 years so that Russia can stop worrying about that for at least 20 years. So that's a huge resolution to all that. Did you guys know that Russia has a lot of gold reserves? It surpasses $200 billion for the first time. It's now 32.9% of total international assets. They have a lot of gold. But is it really worth having gold? I think it's better to have Bitcoin. If you guys remember Peter Schiff, I'm pretty sure he's anti-Bitcoin and super pro gold. Back in 2011, gold was $1,900 per ounce. Now it's $2,700, which that's great. But how much has Bitcoin cost? In 2011, it cost $1. And today, Bitcoin, of course, is slapping $80,000 in the face. $81,300 at the current moment. Just goes to show that Bitcoin will always be outperforming gold. It does follow its trajectory, right? Albeit a couple months lagging behind what gold usually does. But, you know, gold broke all-time highs, and a couple weeks or months later, we see that same thing happening with Bitcoin currently. So that's great. President-elect Donald Trump holds a phone call with Russia's Vladimir Putin to discuss de-escalating the war in Ukraine. He had another phone call with Putin to de-escalate that. Netanyahu also, do you guys remember a couple months ago maybe? There was a lot of Hezbollah terrorists who had their pagers, like these little walkie-talkie things that were given to them. And they all have it, you know, like on their belt, on their waist, just hanging there so that the terrorists could communicate between each other. And then all of a sudden, all of them simultaneously blew up at the same time, and resulting in some of them dead or severely injured, or, you know, just exploding their thighs and that kind of area, right? Their hip area. So leaving them incapacitated. Apparently now Netanyahu finally admits the responsibility of Hezbollah's pager and walkie-talkie attacks in Lebanon. So now they're confirming, like, yeah, it was us, by the way. We did that. We blew you guys up. And it specifically targeted terrorists, which was the beauty of it all. Like, it didn't harm any civilians. It just damaged the terrorists, who were the ones who would carry that stuff on their belt. So, cool. Good stuff. United States also informs Qatar. It seems like a lot of stuff with Qatar is happening. They're saying that the presence of Hamas in Qatar is no longer acceptable. Cool. Yeah, it never should have been in the first place. Why are Hamas terrorists hiding in Qatar? So now they got to do whatever they can to get those dudes out of there. Hopefully that way it finishes that war tension in the Middle East a lot sooner, especially with Trump in office. Get to a resolution of some sort. Israeli airstrike in Lebanon has killed another 23 people, including 7 children, north of Beirut, far from the areas in the east and south where Hezbollah has a major presence. I'm assuming this is bad. Like, an Israeli airstrike killed... Okay, 23 people. Were they terrorists or not? That depends. Or maybe, I don't know what they were bombing. We don't have much details. So, yeah, but children are still dying. So, of course, that of course is bad. I know Israel has to defend itself, etc., but the children dying is bad, regardless. So just an end to the war would be excellent. Or how about Hamas just gives back the hostages? That would be excellent as well. Wouldn't you agree? Kai Cenat, some streamer, I don't know, I see him all over the place for whatever reason. I've never watched any of his streams or anything, but he's asking for Elon Musk's help to stream from space. He wants to go to outer space and start streaming. Lately, he's been doing a lot of crazy stuff with the streams. I know he shows up in Mr. Beast videos and all that. Lately, he had another stream where he had his head in a clear box and had a lot of cockroaches dumped on him. Literally some Fear Factor kind of stunt going on there. Well, yeah, now he wants to get even more famous by going to space and streaming from space. Cool. We'll see how that turns out. This is the reason why Cardano is pumping, by the way. Kai Cenat is going to make the record back. Yeah, probably. Charles Hoskinson just announced he'll be collaborating with the US government to provide guidance on crypto policies. That's mega bullish, and he's practically confirmed that he's going to work with the Trump administration on crypto policies in 2025. That's pretty huge. He's also set to appear on the Joe Rogan podcast next week, so we'll be able to listen in more detail what he has to talk about. So I'm stoked to see that if that does happen. Charles Hoskinson, he's the CEO of Cardano, and having this guy in the government regulating crypto policies, man, that's another reason why Cardano can just explode back to where it used to cost back in 2021, and even maybe higher. It has a lot of potential. I'm just saying. It's a much better chain now. A lot of improvements have been given, and the CEO is working for the government now on the policies. That's just pretty significant. Mafiathon Part 11 is going to break it. I don't know what this is, Bradley. I don't watch these dudes' streams. I don't know. Just don't like it. Well, anyway, speaking of Mr. Beast as well, did you know he's running for president in 2036? According to Logan Paul. I don't know if that's a trustable source or not. He probably just said it as a joke. I don't know. Here they all are in, I think they went to India or something, right? New Delhi. He was there with KSI, and apparently, is that Mr. Beast there too? I'm assuming so. I can't even see.
So we are saying goodbye at the moment.
Yeah, it is. Okay, cool. So, yeah. I don't know if this is coming true, but Mr. Beast president, I just hope it's for the Republican Party, but I don't know. He's got that Ava Chris Tyson trans friend, so that makes me think he would probably lean a bit to the left. I'm assuming, I don't know, but I don't know. I just hope he's not a Democrat. Otherwise, it would suck to not have to vote for Mr. Beast. Only people that like KSI song. I also have not listened to KSI song, but I heard it was bad. And I only knew that Nick A30 really liked it, and that was it. Here's some interesting news. Kind of like a "you didn't fire me, I left" kind of thing. I don't think they're friends anymore. Okay, yeah. Yeah, fair enough. Okay. So the Securities Exchange Commission chairman, Gary Gensler, he's going to resign as the 33rd chair of the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission by the end of December, according to an anonymous source. Chair Gensler was appointed by President Joe Biden in 2021, succeeded Jay Clayton, who resigned in 2020. So he's technically going to resign in December before Trump gets elected in January and fires him on day one. That's what the crypto community really wants, is to see Trump fire this guy on day one. You want me to listen to it right now? Bro, I can't. I'm going to get copyright strict. I'll listen to it later, like on my free time. It's probably terrible anyway, so I don't really want to listen to it. Here's more of a reason why we might see a correction soon. But the funding rates are getting really high right now because of a lot of volume in the market. We can see a correction in the short term, so be prepared for it and don't start panicking. Bitcoin is still going to its target of 100K by end of the year. That's always been in play. But we will get a few dips along the way. And every dip now is for buying. And I absolutely agree with this. Every dip going forward. I'm preparing on my main account to figure out which levels are important so that I can start preparing trigger orders. And we can continue going higher from there if that is the case. But I have to figure out where exactly to put my buy positions. And I'm going to put a lot larger positions because I know this will still continue going up. And I also don't have any exposition anymore because I took all my profits down here. But yeah, we are expecting a dip kind of soon. I don't know if this is going to happen on Monday or Tuesday. A possible dip. But yeah. Coming soon. Oh yeah, Bitcoin did this literally today. It reached 81,000, bro. It's going crazy. New all-time high every day. Yeah, but of course it can't go up forever, and that's what we've always been saying. We have to see a dip at some point. How far down? At least to where this level is, which was our previous all-time high back in March, above the 74,000. Yeah. Put 999 in the dip. Yeah, I will. I absolutely will. Wait, how much is that? That's 10,000. Okay. Maybe not 10,000 in one position, but I'll spread it out as much as I can. I'm thinking of like $1,000 every $1,000, if you know what I mean. Like Bitcoin is 80,000. Okay, I'm putting 1,000. 79,000, I'll put another 1,000. 78,000, I'll put another 1,000. All the way down. Yeah, I don't know if it'll work though. I don't know how far it will dip. Every time I want it to dip and it just keeps going higher. It's probably going to be like this for a while though, so we don't know. There's literally no reason for Bitcoin to drop at this time. There's no wars, there's nothing. Nothing that's fear-mongering. Let's talk about Canada. So there was a group of masked people in all black seen in Hamilton, Ontario today with a "Mass Deportations Now" sign. It just goes to show Canadians are fed up with this immigration system. It seems like that's the core issue. At least that's what my analysis tells me. That the Canadians are upset about. There's too much immigration, and it's also causing the prices higher. prices to go higher. Also, the housing crisis. There's not enough houses to house all the people. We literally have 20 people, 20 Indian people in Brampton living in a basement. It's getting crazy. Uh, the Hamilton mayor, then, Andrea Horwath, speaks about the masked individuals with mass deportations now signed in Hamilton yesterday, saying that there's no space for hate or discrimination or of any kind in our city. Hamiltonians deserve to feel accepted, valued, and safe, and to be able to enjoy their communities free from hate, racism, and discrimination. I don't think they're targeting any race specifically, but, well, I guess you had to throw that in there. Thanks, Andrea. As leaders, it's our responsibility to stand up to hate every time we see or hear it. It's just, they have the right to protest, of course, but depends on what. I mean, you literally have, do I have it included? I don't have it included. In Montreal, there's crazy Free Palestine protests going on in Montreal. It's getting insane. There's a massive crowd of people there. Of course, that's not hate, racism, or discrimination. Sure, they can protest, but if we ask them to deport the people, oh no, it's suddenly not allowed. No, I feel like it should be the opposite. Come on. We need a new government in Canada. I mean, literally look what's happened. And Elon Musk is also pointing this out. It seems like Elon Musk has been commentating quite a lot on Canadian politics now. So he feels like his job is technically done in the United States. What's next? Canada. Canada is right north of United States, and elections are coming next year. So I think he's seeing that he wants to get, his hands on some of that action to also improve Canada, because it does need some improvement. So that'll be great if Elon Musk can help. Look at the GDP per capita for Canada. This is when Justin Trudeau took office. It's been underperforming the United States quite significantly, actually. So yeah, yes, deport them all, indeed. Let's go. And last bit of news, we have asteroids or something. People are thinking it's UFOs or whatever. Reports are saying it was a meteor that was spotted in Texas. How many Bitcoins do I got? More than you, pal. That's all I'm going to say. Look where we are. But I sold them all, don't worry. I just have to rebuy, and I'm planning on doing $1,000 every $1,000 for my next Bitcoin strategy. It'll work. You just got to buy the dips and hold for long term. Because look what's happened since March. Okay, well, this was 2021. I'm looking at a weekly chart here. Ignore all these lines. I hope you don't get dizzy. How am I broke? You're broke. Anyway, I already took my profits. I'm just broke in Bitcoin terms. So this would have been a great time to buy. Okay, yeah, I do have 0. There you go. Are you happy, Misty? There you go. We're good. We reached the high of 73,000. What was this high? 73,853 in March. If you bought enough the dip, like after this kind of stuff happens, like the crazy pumps that you see, and you held all the way till we broke the next all-time high, that's pretty significant. I'm expecting to see something similar if we drop again, possibly around here, and continue upwards like this. You can buy this dip, sell up here, you'll be rich. Follow the strategy. That's all. I'm nearing the end of my stream. Oh, look at this. 2,711 unrealized profit at the moment. So that hasn't changed, but it's still increased from when I started. I started at 2,600. And we didn't reach a new all-time high, but during the stream. So yes. Yeah, are you hyped? Look at all these gains. Look at all this. Instead of spending money on skins and standoff in the O2, then, you could be doubling your money by now. All right. That's all. Thanks so much for watching. Hope you guys enjoy. Thanks. Smash like, subscribe.